Hey, thank you, Kamikaze. We are live. The Buzz Formula, Buzz News. It is Wednesday. We're going to be talking about PBGs, personal branding groups. But first, I want to make sure I'm in the right place at the right time, talking to the right group of people. So bear with me 1 second. In the meantime, I hope all of our Buzz team members are joining in. And we're going to be talking about the PBGs, personal branding groups, and most of our Buzz team members have already created their personal branding group. I've got Buzz team members that has real close to 3,000 or right over 3,000 members in their own personal holding pond, and continuing to grow. It'll always grow. So if you're in here, you watch this live, and you've never created a Facebook group, we're going to change that. That's what we're going to change tonight. We're going to give you, no matter what type of business you have. Of course, this right here is going to be directed more for real estate, whether you're an insurance agent, a loan originator like myself, or a real estate agent, which I used to be at one time. Or no matter what you do, you could be an appraisal company, it could be a title company, it could be anything to do with real estate, or any company in general. You can get the gist, you can get the basics of what I'm talking about these Facebook groups and how they changed my life, my wife's life, my partner's life. Our branches, we went from having one small branch in Knoxville, closing a lot of loans, a ton of loans, coming all out of Facebook groups with no paid advertising. As a matter of fact, we actually went from 2017, we had got everybody together and we said, okay guys, this is what my wife is doing to get 8 to 10 applications every single day without making one telephone call. Do what she's doing. Well, by the end of that year, we had a 50% increase. We had closed, I think it was like 35 million in volume, over 300 loans. So I know for over the last probably 5 or 6 years, I need to get the actual number, but I wouldn't doubt we're real close to 1,500, maybe even 2,000 people that are now homeowners, thanks to these Facebook groups and loan originators, real estate agents that's been able to quit their full-time and part-time jobs and be full-time real estate, which is what they wanted to do in the first place. So hey, Kamikaze, what's up? I hope it's coming out okay. It looks like I'm in the right spot at the right time, talking about personal branding groups and talking about the Buzz Formula and how it can take your business, no matter whatever type of business it is, and totally change it and have what it took us 4 years to figure out, you get to figure out right now, is how to create a holding pond. So we spent many years posting, going into different Facebook groups, starting discussions, creating polls, bringing in all this traffic, closing all these transactions, getting all those applications, changing people's lives, turn them from a renter to a homeowner, and taking people from having to have jobs, part-time jobs, full-time jobs, to being full-time what they love to do. And many different businesses, not just real estate agents and loan originators, but that's where, since I'm in the mortgage world, and I was a realtor back in the mid-90s, so it's kind of where my heart lies at right now, is with still getting this perfected for the real estate agents and loan originators, insurance agents, appraisers, all, yada, all of them. Hey, Tim White, what's up? Excuse me, guys, let me get a drink of my Coke Zero. We are still without vanilla Coke Zero here in Tennessee, I guess. Well, at least East Tennessee. So even if you're not a Buzz team member, you message me and send me a 12-pack of vanilla Coke Zero, you will get a t-shirt. You will get a Buzz shirt, or at least a Buzz book if I'm out of shirts by that time. We got more shirts being ordered, but right now we got plenty of books still and plenty of other gifts, and we've got some Buzz wristbands on the way. So I tend to like to give out a lot of our Buzz products and get you guys out there talking about the Buzz. We do everything organic. We don't do any kind of paid advertising. Everything we're going to teach you is what we've learned over 6 years. And getting back to the personal branding groups, how this got sparked was one of my loan officers had come up to me and said, Marty, what's the one thing you regret getting into the mortgage business now that you could have did back when you first got into the business? And it seems like all loan officers are pretty much guilty of this, and real estate agents do a little bit better job of keeping track of their previous clients and keeping in contact with their previous clients. I've seen realtors that send out the send out cards or whatever, gift cards, any kind of birthday cards, Christmas cards, they usually go to a distance of making sure they stay in front of that customer. Well, of course, now we've created a way to make it much easier with the Facebook groups and Messenger and having that direct connection in Messenger. But it's still, just from what I have seen over the last probably, I don't know, 20 years, 15, 20 years, is loan originators are more about boom, 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 we're going to close, 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 and then move on. Where real estate agents more, they're spending time with the customer. You're out there looking at houses with the customer. You're a little bit more closer than somebody that's over the phone or through email, through fax, whatever. So there's a little bit different as far as the rapport goes. But when he asked me that question, what's the one thing you would have did different? That's exactly what I said. I would be more like the real estate agents, and I would do a much better job at keeping track of all the clients that I have closed. I couldn't imagine that list because I went for the first year in this business and closed over 100 something loans. The first 10 months in this business, I broke 100 loans. All those people, I didn't keep track of. And then the next year, a ton of loans. Next year, a ton of loans. Didn't keep track of them all those years. Well, after he had asked me this question, hey, Ralph, what's up? So after he had asked me this question, he had said basically, hold on one second, let me get my drink of my favorite Coke Zero. If you could do something different, what would you do? This was about 4 years after we had already been hitting these groups hard. It was at least 4 years or 3.5 that we had been using in groups before he sparked this idea of creating a holding pond for myself. So at first, you trial and error, you figure out the best ways to do things. And at first I had created a group called Marty's Happy Home Buyers and Sellers. That's what it was called. Marty Human's Happy Home Buyers and Sellers, because I'm a firm believer that you need your name in your group because you want people to be able to search for you, a different way to find you, and you want them to join your group, and they will, trust me. But it wasn't until I figured out I need to be smarter about this. So I spent many years, thank you, a lot of time watching other people grow their Facebook groups. We're talking about day in, day out. A lot of my friends, a lot of my family members, they said, where you been? You disappeared. For about 4 straight years, at least, we stayed buried inside these Facebook groups, just learning them inside and out. And over those 4 years, we hit a lot of hurdles. We learned a lot. Facebook made a ton of changes to the groups and the Messenger. So we got better, figured out different ways besides just creating posts and creating polls to bring in an absolute ton of clients. But being able to have somewhere to put these people that is not necessarily telling them to go to your page, your website that sits dormant. Tell them to go there, like it, leave a review, move on. You're inviting them to be more part of your everyday operation, your everyday business, no matter what type of business it is. And you're going to learn the same thing I learned by watching these people, the same thing Kamikaze Christie learned by watching these people out there that had these groups they created. We watched them growing from 5,000 to 10,000 to 30,000 members. We figured out exactly what they were doing. We were in the groups watching the posts they made, figuring out what they were doing as they were kind of using their groups almost like a blog group and for their real estate. So keep that in mind. You can have your personal branding group, your holding pond, turn into almost a blog group for you while it advertises for you at the same exact time, and nobody really realizes that. Nobody realizes that your group is advertising for you every single day. Knoxville Homes for Sale / Rent, Marty Human Makes Home Buying Easy. Every single day has my name in it. Every single day people want to join that group. Every single day they associate me. They associate me as a path to buying a house. That simple. That simple. Create you a holding pond. So if you've never created one before, that's what this is about. It's about creating your personal branding group. But not only that, you'll notice in the title, I say don't stop there. Don't stop there. These groups, even though they've been around since 2010, people still haven't quite figured out the difference between a page and a Facebook group. They're still fairly new. They still grow to an insane amount of speeds because, especially because you noticed last year, Facebook did a lot of advertising in 2019 for the Facebook groups. Now, Facebook doesn't need to advertise. They got billions. They don't need to advertise, but they wanted people to see, hey, we're not just about trying to make money with these paid ads. We're also about building communities with these Facebook groups. So now you learn to create your holding pond. So go to Facebook if you've never done this before and create a group. Create a group. That's what you're going to do. You're going to hit create group. When you do that, you're going to name it. Now, like I said, I like putting my name in there. I like putting the location on what I cover. And I love putting what I do, especially if I have a business that maybe the name is a little bit vague. Maybe my business name, my website might be Creative Custom Solutions, and nobody really knows what that does. But then you start adding more to the name because Facebook allows you to do that. You can have a pretty good long name in there, just like you see on the cover photo here. Knoxville Homes for Sale / Rent. Home buying made easy by Marty Human. So you see the ability to be able to put a lot of stuff in there. Put your location that you cover. Put your name. You want people to have a different way to find you and be able to associate you with the business that you're if you're a real estate agent, you want them to know you're a path to either buying or selling a house. And we teach the realtors how to create these polls that not only bring in, we had one real estate agent bring in 8 sellers in 30 minutes the other day. 8 sellers in 30 minutes. Those sellers are going to be buyers. So guess what? They can sell the house. This real estate agent happens to own a Facebook group we taught him how to buy that's got 25,000 members in it. Now he can actually find a buyer for that house with ease thanks to that buzz leverage. So tomorrow night, if you want to learn about buying Facebook groups and what all that's about and the value of Facebook groups, tune in tomorrow night, 10 p.m., because that's what it's all going to be about. And if anybody knows the value of these Facebook groups, I promise you, it's the guy right here that owns over 100 of them, that has close to 3 million people, that has groups. Everywhere you see these stickers, we own groups all over the world. So tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, be here live. Figure out if you want to start buying some of these Facebook groups and creating the best leverage, better than any billboard that you could ever imagine. I gotta be careful when I say billboard than you could ever imagine. I'm telling you, it's unreal. If you guys come in here and I don't see you, I apologize. I can't tell on YouTube like I could on Facebook who all is joining in, but I do see a couple of comments and a couple of thumbs up. I appreciate that. Give me some thumbs up. And anybody that's a Buzz team member, when you watch this tomorrow night, please come in, drop in some comments of how many groups that you have control of now, thanks to the Buzz formula. How many Facebook groups with hundreds of thousands of members? We've got one real estate agent, guys. They got one group, picked up one group with 600,000 members in it. 600,000 members. Another one, Corey Perez out in Washington, picked up a group with 135,000 members, and another one with over 100,000. Insurance agent up in Kentucky picked up a group with 98,000 members. This is like 2 years ago for him, but I'm just letting you know insurance agents do it too. Loan originators buy groups. Any business out there, you can buy a Facebook group, slap your business on top of it. Next thing you know, you get your name out there. But even then, like I said, create more groups. So yeah, you're going to create your personal branding group. You're going to put your name in it, your location, and what you do. But you're also going to create other groups out there. So realtors, for example, if you are in Knoxville here, and Knoxville's got about 4 sections. North Knoxville, they're real original about this. South Knoxville, West Knoxville, East Knoxville. There's nothing wrong with having a homes for sale group in every town. There's nothing wrong with that. Or every section of a town. South Knoxville, homes for sale / rent. You want the people that even might want to rent, because guess what? One of these days, we're going to try to get them to turn into a homeowner. We're going to put them on the right path to get them in the right direction. So you want anybody and everybody inside your holding pond. Anybody and everybody. All right? So put you a nice cover photo on it. When you create this group, it's going to give you a couple steps. It's going to tell you to do a couple things. Number one, it's going to say add a description. It's going to say put a cover photo. It's going to say invite members. Invite you a few members, not a ton for now, just a few. For example, we have a group, when I was talking about watching these other people use these for blog groups, we have a group for our Buzz team members called Personal Branding Content Group. And this group is specifically for, and I can't believe I said that right, it's for people that are Buzz team members, but it's to give them more stuff to be able to share in their group. More memes, more funny things, more things to do with what business they're in, to be able to share into their personal branding group. Because we teach you 75% of what you put in your personal branding group needs to be, hey, look at this beautiful house or this beautiful landscape. Look at this crazy guy in his car. Do funny things. We've had one real estate agent get over 1,000 comments, not 1,000 members. He had about 1,500 members in his group, and almost every one of them commented. Over 1,000 comments on one simple post, and the post was just a funny post that he had put together. I'm telling you, it's you do that, you create this group. It only takes a few seconds to create it. It only takes a few minutes to set it up if you don't know what you're doing. And let me know if you need help. I'd be happy to help you set it up. So just reach out to me anytime. Marty Human, send me a message through Facebook Messenger to Marty Human or Marty Bahama, and I'll give you some advice. No matter what type of business you are, if you send me a message, you're going to get some free advice back from me. And it's going to be life-changing advice. So pay attention, take it serious. And the reason I say that is because I have had a lot of business owners, supposedly, what they consider their business, their main source of income, reach out to me, tell me, Marty, I see what you're doing, I see you all over Facebook, I heard you're the greatest, can I get some help? Sure, let's schedule a Zoom call. So message me tomorrow, or whatever day you're available, but don't miss this opportunity, even if it's tonight, but message me and let's jump on a Zoom call, and I'll give you some advice. Not too many people out there are willing to ever give free advice to somebody. And yet, about 8 out of 10 of these small business owners never reach back out to me. They don't take their business serious enough to reach back out to me. And it really amazes me sometimes, but a lot of them are maybe some of the MLM businesses. A lot of them may be just some photography business that maybe they don't really think they're going to have a chance. You know, it's amazing that some people start businesses that they don't really put their heart into. So you as a real estate agent, loan originator, insurance agent, whatever type of business you have, obviously you got to put your heart into it. And that's why I'm a firm believer that it is hard to be a super successful real estate agent and a super successful anything else. Credit repair person, loan originator, notary, whatever it is. You got to put your heart to what you're doing and your focus to always looking for the future. And that goes for any business. You need customers tomorrow, next month, next year. You want to keep eating. So I hope that makes a little bit more sense. And understanding that the group is more going to be used for a holding pond. You can change the name of it later. Right now, it's going to give you plenty of time to go back and forth and change your name. And then once you've had your group for a certain amount of time, then what they're going to do is they're going to make you change it and then wait 28 days to change it again. So for example, the groups that I have, if I go change the cover photo, sometimes they'll make me wait 28 days. Now here lately, I've noticed too that a lot of them haven't been doing it. You know, so if I'm on my Marty Bahama account, sometimes, or not the cover photo, but the name. And it all depends on, again, how often or how quick that you created that group and how long it's been. So you want to set your group up. You want to go to the admin tools. Go to your admin tools of the group. If you're on your phone, you're going to see a little shield. And that's where you're going to want to go put your description at. Now your description, look at my description of my group. You can see, go to Knoxville Homes for Sale/Rent, Home by Me, Made Easy by Marty Human. Go search Michael Hicks. You'll see one of the best personal branding groups out there. Ronald Daly has another one too. So many people has these great personal branding groups they've created over the years, and they have got multiple customers out of them. So go check them out too. Just don't take my word for it. Go look out there and type in some names. Type in homes for sale. And that's what I was going to get to a minute ago. I get off these. I'll tell everybody, it's a very short train. It's a caboose and it's an engine, and it gets off track all the time, all the time. But getting back to that and what I was talking about as far as setting your group up and and explaining the difference of the group is, and one thing I want to tell you for sure too, and I'll get back on that other train, is the with your groups, you know, you got a choice between private and public. Now you don't want to go private. You want to make your group public. It's your PBG, it's your personal pond. You want people to be able to share stuff in and out of your group. You want that action. You want people to be able to comment, to be able to post, to be able to share stuff in and out of your group. And guess what? You can control this stuff. You can decide if somebody comes in and posts something you don't like, you can get rid of that post. If you don't like that person, you think they might need to go, you can get rid of that person. Very easy. So keep that in mind. Name your group. Put the description in your group. Find you a good cover photo. That's a big key to getting a lot of attention. A dark photo nobody can see doesn't work near as good as a photo that everybody loves. Like a nice house with a pool on it. Everybody loves that. And going back to when I was at a realtor before, people always stop by to pick up those homes for sale groups because they like looking for houses. And that gets me back on my short caboose and train. So I started off naming the group Marty's Happy Home Buyers and Sellers. Well, started putting some of my previous clients in there, but I wasn't seeing a lot of talking. I wasn't seeing a lot of action, unless I went in there and said something and somebody might say, hey, thanks Marty, you got my house, you know, appreciate it. But it had to be something better. If I wanted this group to grow to the extreme, if I wanted it to grow super fast, I got to do something different. So I changed it to homes for sale. And that is the key, is tweaking it. You don't always have to stick with exactly what you got. So any of our Buzz team members, if you created your PBG, don't feel like you're stuck with that name. Change the name to something a little more appealing. Change that cover photo to something very appealing. That is a big key to getting a lot of members in your group. And then you got a location. When you're in the admin tools, set your location up, and you can add 3 locations. So set your locations up to get people to help find your group. All right? And there's other things you can do to get people to help find your group, like create tags. And tags is a big part, more than anything, as far as what I would consider tags is almost the same thing is maybe somebody trying to be on the SEO on the back of Google and trying to put in some kind of special words that are going to get people to help find your group. So when it ever says add tag words, you can just add up to 5 tag words. For a real estate agent, I would use something like Realtor.com, Zillow, Trulia, for sale by owner. I'd even use the town I live in as one of the tags, because you can even type in cities and states and towns. So it's just a way to help people find your group a little bit better. And then there's other things you can do to your group to really set you apart from everybody else. Like, for example, in my Knoxville Homes for Sale / Rent group, if anybody types the word in rent, I'm one of the first persons to see it. I get notified. It's a keyword I set up. If anybody types in the word appraisal, home loan, if anybody types in these certain words, because I've got those keywords set up, I'm the first person notified. And this is the reason this is important, because I've got plenty of groups out there. Plenty of groups that we own ourselves. Some of them's got 30,000 people, some's got 50,000 people. But what would happen is that I would see somebody say, hey, who can recommend somebody for a home loan? And then by the time I got tagged, or by the time I got to it, 100 other people had already said me, or already been tagged in there. So this person. Well, the great thing about these keywords, go set them up in your groups, and the next thing you know, you're the first person. And you get to decide whether that post even stays or goes. So it kind of goes into a separate spot too, for the keyword spot. So it's pretty cool what Facebook has done and what they're continuing to do to allow us to be able to utilize these communities and not have to do paid advertising. And we've done it for 6 years now. 6 straight years of nonstop using the groups, using the messenger chat groups to connect everybody together, what we call the buzz loop, and I'm going to talk about that real quick before I hop off here. In the buzz loop, it's about using Messenger with this, having this conversation, but then needing somebody else to come into the messenger or wanting to connect somebody else into the messenger so everybody knows what's going on. So for me, being a former realtor, one thing I really hated was the bad communication on the loan officer side. And trust me, guys, I call both sides out. A spade is a spade. We've got good and bad of everything out there. No matter if you're a realtor, a loan officer, a lawyer, it doesn't matter what you are. Insurance agent, you're going to have good people, you're going to have bad people. But one thing's for sure, communication cuts down the stress. Great communication cuts down the stress, and when we learn how to use these messenger groups to add our client, our real estate agent that's involved in this, the loan officer, our processors, me, the branch manager, all in this messenger group, I get to see what's happening. It cut down our telephone calls tremendously. And then we took it to a different level, and we started using color cartoon houses to symbolize where we are in the process of these loans. And the real estate agents started loving us for it. They really started loving us because the first time in history they was actually kept in the loop and knew what was going on, and it was kind of exciting. And that's the biggest thing I hear from most people is I love what you guys, you and Kamikaze Christie created, because it keeps us totally covered up. It keeps us plenty to do. All right, guys, the buzz is out tomorrow night. Facebook group values, 10 p.m. Eastern. Be here. See ya, see ya, see ya.